So I'm going to record a video here on how to get MSFconsole up and going and actually look for vulnerabilities and injecting an exploit into the system. So first what you want to do is open up a terminal. And I'm just going to change the view here so you can potentially see a little bit better. I'm just running a basic Kali Linux version 2. And first thing you want to do is you want to have the service start for the database. So service post. And if you hit tab, it'll let you the rest of it go completely out, and hit start. Just give it a second. Okay. And then what you want to do is to actually start the console, which is the Metasploit console, is type MSFconsole and hit enter. And give it a second. If your system is not allowing you to do it, type in sudo, sudo first, and it should work. But if you're already logged in as root, you don't need to type in the sudo with the version 2. Alright, so this is Metasploit. And the first thing I like to do is just to make sure the database is connected, and that's how you can confirm it is connected. If you just look here, after you type in db_status, it will say yes, it's connected to the MSF. So there's two things you can do now. Is I already know the IP address of the machine I want to go after. So there's two things you can do. You can either run nmap inside of MSFconsole, or you can open up a new terminal and have it go that way. So I'm actually going to show you both. So first, what you want to do is just we're going to open up a new terminal, and we're going to name it like nmap -a. Type in the IP address that you want to have checked. Wait, before you do that, I apologize. After the A, you want to tell it to go to a certain path. So the O, the -A is basically for it to do everything. It's going to do it all. The -OX here is for an output file in XML, and we want it to go to the root desktop, and I have a folder that's named nmap, and we're just going to name this new nmap.xml, and then just hit enter, and it's going to start the nmap and everything. So that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is doing it directly right inside of here. So for that, you just type in nmap-a, and then the IP address that you'd like to have it scanned. So you can do anything. I'm just doing -a for an example. I also have a video up that shows you multiple other different syntax you can use for the nmap command. So anyways, we're going to hit this, and it's going to start executing. And this is going to take some time, depending on the machine and everything. So I'm just going to pause the video for now, and I will come back when that is done. Okay, so it has finished running the scan, and it's going to show you a bunch of information here: IP address, different ports, some banner information, what else? Some other ports that are open. This is a machine that's very, very vulnerable, but it's just used for playing around with. So anyway, so that's the scans are going to be identical. If you look at them, they're gonna look identical. So this is the one in the MSFconsole. Now, if you did not go through the MSFconsole for your nmap, what you have to do is you actually have to import your one. So we're gonna type in the commands for that, but I'm not gonna do it because I already basically have it in. And then you just want to go to the folder location after typing db_import. So it's basically import into the database is what it would. Maybe a way of remembering it. And then there you go. And you just would hit enter. But like I said, I'm not going to do that. So once this comes up and it's done doing everything like that, you just want to type in vulns. It's going to tell you what the vulnerabilities are. So as you can see here, it's some net API vulnerabilities, which deals with the this CVE. I know this is really old CVEs, vulnerabilities, but anyway, so what you can do then is you can type in like search and to API, because the API keeps coming up frequently here. So I would just type in search space and then some kind of thing that you see coming up a lot, and then just hit enter. And then here you can see it shows you all the different potential exploits and everything else like that. So what you can do then next is use and then the exploit you want. So I'm going to use this exploit right here. And then you say enter. And then as you can see, it changed everything to an exploit and then the MS08_067 net API. So it's letting you know that you're into the exploit. So the first thing you want to do is hit show options. And you never really should mess with the port. I guess if you really know what you're doing, go for it. But I don't like messing with the port things unless it's something special that's made. But this is SMB server or services, so you need to go through a specific port. So what we need to do is we need to actually set the IP address, our host, our target address for the device that we want to exploit. So I'm going to type that in, and you hit enter, and then just to make sure it went through, is just type in show options again. Now if you're going to be using this host a lot, another thing too you can do is set a global one, and then the IP address. So the G in front of it stands for global, but we are not going to do that for this case at all. So another thing too we want to do is we want to set up a payload to where it will be a reverse TCP connection. So what we want to do is we want to type in set payload, and then let's go with like Windows. Oh, what happened? Oh, there it goes. I guess it's just lagging. Meterpreter reverse TCP, and then hit enter. And I want to set the L host, which is our listening host. Which let's just double check to see what our IP is. Just double check. So we're 139. 139, and then hit enter. Okay, so now let's look at all the options here that we just added. So we have our TACT IP that we're going to go after. It's going to be going through the SMB service. And then we also have a reverse TCP connection, so it allows us to be able to communicate back and forth between each other with no problem at all. And that we set up to be our IP address, right, the L host, and then that's the port we're going to have it go through. So once you're all done, and it's the way you want it, all you got to do is just hit exploit. And once you see the meterpreter come up, it's going to let you know that the exploit worked, that you're actually into the machine right now. So hopefully that's helpful. I'll do another video then on how to actually use meterpreter and some basic commands you can use.